Hello, friends and strangers on the internet. Welcome back to the channel. Um, I'm not even sure if I'm going to upload this, but I thought let's record it anyway. I'm coming up on 1 year of being a reaction YouTuber, which has been an amazing journey. Thank you, everyone, so much for being a part of that. Um, I appreciate you all so very much. I really can't express it enough. I've been trying every video and it just doesn't feel like enough. But thank you so much for that. Wow, 1 whole year of being a reactor. 2 years of trying to be a YouTuber. Didn't really succeed until I tried reactions. Um, yeah. Couple fun things I learned about being a reactor. Uh, One, you do not get paid as much as most YouTubers, which is completely fair actually, because you do a lot less editing and significantly less research and work. So that makes a lot of sense. But it's definitely not like a high-paying YouTube career, unless you can buy my rights to music. Then it's a bit more profitable. But I have learned that if you want to react to some trendy music, be prepared to make a bunch of videos that you don't get paid for. That's something I learned. Um, Things like Patreon, Coffee, and other platforms that let you let viewers request via a donation or a payment of some sort is much more motivating than ad revenue. That is for sure. Um, yeah, like it can be a little heartbreaking to actually achieve a video that gets more than 10,000 views, but you don't get paid a single cent for it. That can be a little disheartening. However, the artist that you're supporting and reacting to does get that money, so that's a little bit of a silver lining, if you're into silver linings. Another interesting thing I've learned about being a reactor is it is a different experience whether you're a man or a woman. Definitely, definitely, definitely. There's just different standards. I don't. It is what it is. I don't think it's any more. I really don't think it's any more gendered specific how you're going to be treated than any other job. Honestly, like I really can't like say that it's any better or worse than any other situation where a man or a woman would be judged differently. Frankly, I've never seen any openly non-binary reactors, but I imagine it's a little different for them too. But I've never actually seen it, so I'm not sure what their experience might be. But I've definitely noticed things like being really chatty. If you're a woman, be careful with that. You're going to get a little more harshly judged for that. You pause and rewind a bunch. If you're a woman, you're going to get a little more harshly judged for that than if you're a man. That's for sure. The genre of music you react to, you get a similar situation. If you react to a lot of hip hop music, pausing and rewinding for some reason, bit more acceptable. But if you're listening to something super instrumental or something that has a lot of very talented guitar in it, if you pause and rewind too much, even out of appreciation, you're going to get harshly judged for that. So do be careful with that kind of stuff. However, if you don't pause and rewind enough, on the off chance you do get paid for that video from YouTube ad revenue, if you don't do it enough, you're not going to get paid for that that ad revenue. Sadly, it's an interesting balance learning when to pause, when to talk. And that balance has to be like between what YouTube wants, what viewer wants, and whether you even get paid for it and how comfortable you are doing it. And that's an interesting balance. I've been doing this for a year and I still haven't figured that balance out. Yeah. Another thing I've learned about being a reactor actually is um 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 oh, I lost it. What was it? Oh, whatever it was, I forgot it. Oh well. Um I guess I could tell you a little bit about myself for anyone who's made it this far in the video. This one's really not a very scripted video. Um, Maybe it should have been. I don't know. I'm not very good at reading scripts, honestly. But I'm clearly not very good at doing things off the top of my head either. This is why I'll never be a real YouTuber, friends. I don't do scripts and I'm not very good off the top of my head. Um, but yeah, I guess I could tell you a little bit about myself. Hi, I'm Jessie Flowers. That's one of the many names I use on the internet. Um, I'm an insomniac, which it kind of explains like why my eyes do this a lot, and also explains why I depend so much on caffeine. Might also explain why I'm awake at 4 o'clock in the morning after having taken a nap. That's not a phrase not many people say, you know? I just woke up at 4 a.m. after a nap. Not many people can say that unless they like work at night or something. No, that's just a normal thing for me. I nap at night. I don't sleep at night, and I often wake up at 4 in the morning, um, or earlier. Very infrequently do I. Very infrequently do I wake up later than 4 o'clock. It happens, but I was usually awake after 4 o'clock in the morning before I fell back asleep. Okay, like that's the kind of anyway. Insomnia is fun. Insomnia is fun. Okay, but yeah, that's one thing about me. It's almost like a personality trait. Um, I'm a mother. I'm a single mother actually. Um, got two amazing kids. Both of them have their own special needs, if you will. Um, but they're just amazing kids. They're just truly amazing kids. Quite a handful, as kids are. Um, what else could I share about me? I'm a college dropout. Multiple times. Multiple times have I dropped out of college and attempted to get a degree. Um, one of those times was a music degree. Uh, I was actually working on four music degrees at once. They were associate's degrees, so don't be too impressed. But I was working on four associate's degree at once: music business, music performance, digital music composition, and music theory. I was working on all four of those at the same time. A lot of the classes overlapped, so again, don't be too impressed. And it wasn't a 4-year degree, any of them, so don't be too impressed. But I was working on that when I started having kids, so I decided to go with the keeping the kids and being a mom thing over the attempting to be a musician or a music businessman. But I may go back to school for that someday. Who knows? Probably not though. Um, not really sure what else there is to share. Um, I guess I guess if you have questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them in like a follow-up video. Um, how do I record my reactions might be a fun thing to answer. Used to be I had a Chromebook and my cell phone, and that's how I did that. I would use the Chromebook's screen record feature, which was fantastic until I started watching higher quality videos. Then it was much less fantastic. Also, it was a very old Chromebook. But yeah, used to be what I would do is I would put my phone. I had a one of those book-shaped phone cases. I would flip the little book part over and hang it. Oops, I would hang it like where the webcam would be on my Chromebook, and I would use that as my camera, and then I'd record on the screen, and then I would use OpenShot Editor to like sync them together. That was difficult. Okay, trying to record two different videos and syncing them together, very difficult. If you don't sync it properly, you will get accused of faking. You will, because if you happen to react to something half a second before it happens in the video, you're going to get accused of pre-watching when really you just didn't sync it up properly. That's fun. What I currently use now is OBS. I got a new laptop. Shout out to everyone who's been supporting my channel. That helped out with that. But yeah, I have OBS now, and I use OBS for my recordings now. And it's been an absolute game changer. If you have the type of computer that can handle an OBS, I recommend it. It's an absolute game changer. I don't need to sync anything up. I don't need two recording devices. It's been fantastic, honestly. Like, getting a new laptop, as broke as I am, really made a big difference. Okay, like it for real. Like, look, if you're like me and you're like actually really broke, there are some tools you're gonna need if you want to do this YouTube thing. You might actually have to like spend some money on just to lift up your quality. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you love what you're doing and people love watching you, no matter how low your quality is, you're gonna get viewers and you're gonna enjoy what you're doing, and that's great. That's all great. But if you have the opportunity to improve and make your workload easier, and thus and also make it to where you can make higher quality videos more frequently, go for it. Your viewers will appreciate it. You will appreciate it as the person who has to do all the work. It really does help a lot. Like, don't think of it from the point of view of like, oh, I need to have a good camera in order to have like viewers that appreciate me. No. Think about it more of like, what can I do to lower my workload and improve my quality? Like, that's really what you need to go for. And it's not just because the viewers enjoy it more, it's because it really does bring you a lot less work, a lot less stress, and you can actually like focus more on the fun part of doing the reacting and less on the work part. When I was having to focus on syncing up my two videos, I had to do weird little things like blinking at myself funny or snapping my fingers or clapping in between different scenes where I knew I had to cut certain scenes out or line them up specifically. And a big part of that was because my old computer was so painfully slow that whenever I ran OpenShot Editor on it, it would like lag this audio. Like, literally, it would be like 5 seconds behind on the audio, but it was never exactly 5 seconds, so I couldn't even use that. It would be like a range of like anywhere between 3 to 5 seconds, sometimes longer, of audio delay. So I'd have to do these weird little tricks. So I'd have to like clap or blink at myself like this a couple times, and I had to do it really, really like subtly in case any of that showed up in my reaction, because it did make me look really weird, like looking at the camera like this, trying to remind myself to cut the video at certain places or to sync it in certain places. Yeah. Man, this was a bit of a rambly video. I haven't had my caffeine yet. This is what I look like when I just woke up and haven't had my caffeine, in case you're curious. I'm not sure if I'm gonna upload this. I've been meaning to record a couple videos about myself, what it's like to be a reaction YouTuber, et cetera, but, man, there's just not enough hours in the day, okay? Like, maybe it's just me. Um, I do live a very, very hectic life outside of YouTube. It was not as hectic when I started this channel, and sometimes life just comes at you fast, okay? Like I used to have significantly more free time, not much, I am still a single mother of children with special needs. I didn't have much free time, but I had enough free time to run a YouTube channel before. Now I'm kind of struggling, but I make time. I make time. There's like I joke. I mean, I joke. I don't know if joke's the right word, but I do complain that it doesn't feel like there's enough hours in the day. But hey, I'm an insomniac. I get more hours than the average person. So that's really not a fair complaint for me to make, is it? I get at least like 3, 4 more hours in my day than the average person. And that's usually what I use for my recordings, honestly. And it adds up, okay? But, I do get a little caffeinated sometimes to make sure I don't fall asleep like directly after. Oh my gosh, that is an interesting experience. I don't know any other reactors who have insomnia like I do, but if you do, feel free to commiserate with me. It is an interesting experience having just recorded a reaction, getting ready to load it up in the editor, and while it's still loading, you just fall asleep in your chair. Wake up 2 hours later, like, oh snap, I literally could have recorded 4 more videos just now, but instead I fell asleep in my chair. Like, that's a fun experience. That is definitely a fun experience. Sorry, I just moved something on my desk. Oh yeah, that's another thing. If you want to do recording of any sort, get you a heavier desk. I got myself a desk because I was sitting at my bed, and the lack of leg room from using my bed as a desk like really messed up my back, and like my back's already kind of messed up, so that really contributed to a lot of issues there. If you are gonna record, make sure you got some leg room. Make sure you have some leg room. And I got myself a nice cheap little desk that's like lightweight enough that I can move it from room to room, because sometimes my kids sleep in my room and I gotta go record somewhere else. But this desk is very lightweight. Like if I tap on it, you can hear the whole thing echo. I take a sip of a drink and set it down. Listen, watch this. Did you hear that? It's insane. Meanwhile, my mic will like cut in and out when I'm trying to talk into it. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah. Okay, I think I should probably end the video. I'm not sure where to go from here. I don't know if I'm gonna edit this or if I'm even gonna upload it. This was really quite impulsive, but I have been struggling to make enough time to record the videos I had mentioned. Things like, sharing what it's like to be a reactor, answering some Q&As. I haven't really had time to do that. I've really wanted to, and I'm coming up on my 1 year anniversary, and I really wanted to make a formal video, but I think what might end up happening is I end up making like these little ones just here and there. I'm not sure. Every time I try to make a goal for this channel, something happens in real life that just takes away my free time to be able to focus on that. So I don't want to jinx it by like announcing that I'm gonna do something, because that I seem to have bad luck when I do that. So I'll just surprise y'all later when I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Either way, hooray. I'm gonna celebrate for myself. Hooray! Happy 1 year of being a reactor. It's been a fantastic journey. It really has. Um, I'll probably share more about what it's like later. And I don't know, assuming I upload this, if anyone who has, happened to watch it and be interested, if you have questions, maybe I'll make a follow-up video. I'm not sure. Yeah. Um, I'm not sure what else there is to say. And it's getting to be around that time of the day that I got to start packing lunches for my kids for school tomorrow or today or whatever day it is. Yeah, today, because it's 4:30ish. So I'm gonna go into here and I guess I'll see y'all in the next video. Thanks for spending your time with me. Bye for now.